Hello everyone, today another special video on how to sim a character. The last one was received pretty well, thanks for all this thumbs up actually. And today we will talk about the Top Gear simulation. Since the last time I showed you the quick sim, which is just for simming your character, see the distribution for your damage regarding your different skills, etc. But this time I want to show you what you do when you have a few gear pieces. You want to check how good they are, because the raid started, M0 started, you're hopefully getting some loot, have some luck, and you have to check if the gear is good for you. So what we do here, we have these 4 pieces, we have another ring, crit versa, I have this trinket, the abyssal trap, which actually should be called abysmal trap, because it is so bad. Like, for me, literally, I have not seen all the trinkets in this expansion. Top 3 of the worst trinkets. And another trinket. So I want to see how well they perform. And I also want to see the combinations with my riders and my Reaper talents. So what I'm doing is, I have a loadout for my Reaper and a loadout for my rider talents. I also have these items here. And what I do now is, as I showed you last time, I just type in /simc. I get this window, I copy all of it, and then I paste it in the side raid bots. Here, this time we go to the Top Gear section. We paste in the string we just copied, and there we have our current loadout, gear, talents, etc. And what we can do now is, when we scroll down, we have all the gear listed we currently have, outlined in yellow, so currently equipped, but also the gear that is in our bag. And when you do this next week, also the gear from your vault is shown here, which is very useful to also sim the vault gear. In this case, I want to see the 2 trinkets, the rings, so I mark all of these, and the 2-handed weapon. Then I scroll down and I can say, okay, the main hand should always have the rune of the Fallen Crusader, the offhand always the rune of the Razor Eyes. In this case, they already have that, but maybe it's a vault item, maybe it's a weapon, and you also want to have this simmed with the Fallen Crusader rune as a decay, for example. Then you can select that here. You can also say the rings should have this enchantment, etc. In this case, it's not a problem because they already all have the same enchantment, and the trinkets don't have an enchantment at all. So I have selected these 4 items I want to sim. Then I scroll down, and here you can see I can also select different talent trees. So I want to see this with the Frost M+ Rider talents and the Frost M+ Reaper talents. And you can already see I am over the limit because I don't have Pro. So let's take out the ring. It's a high versatility ring. Don't really need to see that now. And as before, you can also change the simulation options. So you could go for AoE or cleave fights. I will leave this for single target now, because at the moment we are starting our progress in the raid, and I'm more interested in that. So crunching the numbers there. So let's go and press on Find Top Gear. There's the queue. I will probably speed this up, so see you in a minute. There we go. That's the stuff we want to see. First of all, you can see at the top your current gear. So what I had the moment I typed in this /simc. In this case, it was the rider talents with this gear. And as you can see in the table below, I am already wearing and playing the top combination that I could play. The top gear, see above, is the highest one, so it's basically 0. From there, when I would change to Frost M+ Reaper, I mean, yeah, it's M+ talents for single target sim, not optimal, but it's just to show you how it works. So if I would change to the Frost M+ Reaper talents, I would lose 2k DPS. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is also a new one. I can actually click on some of these. Okay, like to set them as a 0. When I change the trinket, so for example this Arakara Sect Brood, for the Pact Stone, I use 4.5k DPS. When I go and play this useless Abyssal Trap trinket, I use 10k DPS. When I switch to a two-handed weapon, you can see this is the biggest loss in damage. It's like minus 60k. Which was actually why I also decided to do this video now, because we had our normal raid yesterday, and since I didn't have these two one-handed weapons at this point, I started playing a two-handed weapon, because it had an item level of like 603, and the two one-handed weapons I had were like 580. But when I did this Top Gear simulation there, just while I was playing in the raid, I could see that two 580 weapons were better, actually, than one 603 two-handed weapon. Meaning 200 at the moment is a no-no for a Frost Decay. Then I was also simming the, let's say, Obliteration Long Winter build versus the Breath of Syndragosa build. So basically like Obliteration versus Breath. And Breath performed much better in raid at the moment. So I started as an Unholy with the first boss. I went to Frost Decay Obliterate. And in the end, I went to Frost Decay Breath of Syndragosa in our normal raid. Just because Top Gear told me, and I was not happy with the results I achieved with the other specs during the first boss fights. But yeah, this is very useful. You can see, you can sim different combinations, your rings, your weapon, your trinkets especially, so you don't always have to change this in-game and then go to the quick sim option. You can just do it like this. And also when the Great Vault launches, you can do the same thing, just when you're typing in the /simc and you go back to the Top Gear. The vault items will also be listed in this table. So in between these other items, so you can select them and easily include them in your simulation. That's it. I'm gonna make this a short one. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, have a good one. Bye bye.